Yeah, so per group everyone can choose one leader who will switch on the camera every day. So group we can start from tomorrow, है ना? Yes. Attendance will also be visible, yeah, because next month only I'm going to US. Okay, so in game we were discussing teaching suffering Kunti, how to see suffering, so learning how does a devotee see and relate to suffering. So I believe we completed the Vedantashala Shashwat verse also we did one class on that. Yes. So let there be calamities, that verse you have done, no? Yes. Yeah, we did that. Correct. Let there be calamities. 24, 25. Yes. Let there be calamities. Yes. Perfect. So Trans-Enigma Research Foundation, that guest room is one office of it, and that top floor is under construction. That whole thing will become Research Foundation. I'll call you, remind me. I have to call them. I have to call them.
Okay, sir.
So we'll go forward in our syllabus then. Game syllabus. So today we will take up the discussion on this formula series of ओमज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं सादवैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेव श्रीराधा कृष्णपादा सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनामिने गौरद्विषे नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत श्रीराधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्रीराधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय नीलाचल निवासाय नित्याय परमात्मने बलभद्र सुभद्राभ्यां श्रीजगन्नाथाय ते नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरो दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरं हरे कृष्ण। Can I get charger from the laptop charger? So today we are discussing from the Avanti Brahmana section. This is 11th canto, chapter 23. And today we are going to discuss on texts 18 and 19. So, chapter 23, the song of the Avanti Brahmana in the 11th canto. And today we are discussing text 18 and 19. Yes. Let's begin with text 16. That'll be good. यशो यशस्विनां शुद्धं श्लाघ्याये गुणिनां गुणा लोभः स्वल्पोऽपि तान् हन्ति स्विद्रौ रूपम् इवेप्सितम् यशो यशस्विनां शुद्धम् श्लाघ्यये गुणिनां गुणा लोभः स्वल्पो अपि तान् हन्ति श्वित्रौ रूपमिवेप्सितम् Translation: by the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. Whatever pure fame is possessed by the famous, and whatever praiseworthy qualities are found in the virtuous, are destroyed by even a small amount of greed. Just as one's attractive physical body is ruined by a trace of white leprosy. Whatever pure fame is possessed by the famous, and whatever praiseworthy qualities are found in the virtuous, are destroyed by even a small amount of greed, just as one's attractive physical body is ruined by a trace of white leprosy. Text 17. अर्थस्य साधने सिद्धे उत्कर्षे रक्षणे व्यये नाशोपभोग आयाश आयाशस त्राश त्राशश्च भ्रमो निना. In the earning, attainment, increase, protection, expense, loss, and enjoyment of wealth, all men experience great labor, fear, anxiety, and delusion. So, once again, let us see in the earning, attainment, increase, protection, expense, loss, and enjoyment of wealth. All men experience great labor, fear, anxiety, and delusion. And then you can come to text 18 and 19. Steyam himsa nitam dambham kamam krodham smayo madaha भेदो वैरम वृष्वा वृश्वास unlimited wealth. And then the polarity phase of his life changed. He lost all his wealth. I believe his ship capsized. And when he lost all his wealth, he saw all around the real face of people, even his own family members, who threw him out of the house because he lost his wealth. But while he was wealthy, he used to mistreat them. They would not retaliate because he had wealth. But now when he was thrown out and he was all alone in the whole world, then the drive for self-realization dawned on him. And he started looking for instructions and guidance from Lord, from looking all around. And he got wonderful, wonderful lessons from 24 different aspects of nature. So he said that he has made 24 gurus. And here he is speaking his realization, working with something to which he was most attached to in his life. That is wealth. So therefore what wealth leads to, Avanti Brahmana has the authority to speak on that. Because he dedicated and devoted his life for wealth, he got a lot of wealth and then he lost that wealth also. So what exactly wealth leads to, very succinctly, precisely, step by step, Avanti Brahmana is explaining here. It's a very big list he is speaking about. Very big list he is speaking about. That greed for wealth can lead to all these unwanted qualities. There is a saying which says, there is a materialistic saying. The saying says, okay, wealth can buy anything. Whenever something is said, it is applicable on a particular plane and not applicable on another plane. No statement is absolute in its very setting. Only Krishna is absolute. So, wealth can buy everything. It is not applicable on the plane of positivity, where there is happiness, where there is fulfillment, where there is meaning in life. On that plane, this statement is not applicable. Therefore, you see, wealth can. Therefore, people have this kind of explanation that okay, wealth can buy you a comfortable bed, but it cannot buy you sleep. Wealth can buy you good clothes, but it cannot buy you good relationships. So, wealth can get you good food, but not good health, and so on. So, on the plane of positivity, this statement is not applicable. But on the plane of negativity, it is very much applicable. Wealth can buy everything: theft, violence, lies, duplicity, lust, anger, perplexity, pride, quarreling, enmity, faithlessness, envy, danger, woman, gambling, intoxication. Wealth can buy everything. Anxiety, fear, duplicitousness. Wealth can buy everything. Everything negative one can purchase simply by wealth. And look at what Avanti Brahmana is speaking. See, if we see, Avanti Brahmana is not just making a superficial statement. He has been very close with all of these and he had very closely observed. and he is very close, and therefore he is giving a very close eye view of what happens. So therefore, see, he is saying that wealth, any acquaintance with wealth, whether it is earning, whether it is attainment, whether it is increase, whether it is protection, whether it is expense, whether it is loss, whether it is enjoyment, any touch of wealth, great labor, great fear, great anxiety, great illusion. Wealth is a great buyer of struggle, great buyer of fear, great buyer of anxiety, great buyer of delusion. All the anxiety, the whole wealth can come to a person who wants to be wealthy. All the fear of the whole world can come to a person who wants to be wealthy. All the illusion of the whole world is available for a person who strives for being wealthy or is obsessed about being wealthy. So, these are lifetime realizations of Avanti Brahmana, and it is such a fortune we are getting this realization, getting to understand this realization without having to waste our own lives and without having to battle with all of these another's. In profuse quantities. Already good amount of anarthas will be there. But the drive for wealth enhances all of them, the list which is given, hundreds of times. That is the problem. Hundreds of times. So greed becomes the seed of insurmountable corruption and degradation of heart, and saintly qualities and tranquility. Therefore, when the Brahman is speaking that better be aloof from undesirable material wealth, means that wealth which is not offered to Krishna, better be aloof from that. Very, very dangerous. So if we combine the 17, 18 and 19, we will see in total that list is around 21. That there are 21 free gifts which come along because of greed for wealth. Greed for wealth. So therefore, the first effect of this greed for wealth is that person so I remember them by that okay, these qualities we can remember or try to remember by so I always remember it by this formula that okay, because of wealth, the greed for wealth leads to a person immediately becomes deaf. He cannot hear any good advice. Immediately becomes deaf and he is deaf to any good advice. He becomes deaf to the directionality of auspiciousness which the Shastras are giving. Because of that, one lands up into a very miserable plight. Very miserable plight. And then one is questioning that I have everything. My CV is very good. Because the CV has so much wealth, so much stars, so much accolades. but why is my life so much miserable? So that question is always there for eternity. That even after having everything, I have nothing. So, so from uh, so from the question, we'll take Q and we will take CV. How? Despite the CV depicting everything, the heart of the heart, there is nothing. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada would say everybody in this material world is poverty stricken. The poor are also poverty stricken, and the rich is also poverty stricken. Everyone is empty. So, person becomes deaf. Let us take up deaf first. D-E-F, deaf. So what all free gifts one gets because of the greed for wealth? D. So there are 4 Ds. You know? There are 4 Ds, 2 E's, 2 A's and 2 F's. There are 4 Ds as which is mentioned by Avanti Brahmana. Disagreement. Duplicity, deception, and distress. 4 Ds. There are 4 Ds. So we have seen in our training, spiritual training programs for meditation, we generally focus our training programs. We have been focusing toward the youth, and so when we introduce Krishna consciousness to the students, they are pretty much the first year primarily. So then they spend, they are there with us second year, third year, fourth year. But we see that when the students, they pass out and they start earning, there is a remarkable change in their personality and traits. I am seeing this from past 25 years. All of a sudden, a lot of things change. The heart changes, the traits change, the way they think, the way they react. It undergoes a change. So, what is the chemical which is added when this change is coming? The chemical which is added is wealth. So, candidate plus wealth leads to irreversible chemical reactions. It leads to irreversible chemical reactions. The chemical configuration of the candidate changes. And these very aspects start becoming evident. So we have seen that when devotees pass out, then they start developing very different kind of mentality. Disagreement becomes a very basic norm. So devotees, we have seen that many times to students, you tell something, they will follow. But working people, you tell something, they will not follow. Everybody starts applying their own algorithms. Everybody starts applying their own understandings. And then they pass on or justify their stance or their own thought process by saying, no, everything is said in the Shastras, it's all right, but we have to be practical, They had to be practical. They say like that. They had to be practical. I remember when I had got job in HSBC, uh, so there were some devotees. So I was very much wanting. So when I went to Pune, actually, uh, we were knowing that actually when Kharagpur preaching started, Raisham Babu had taken all the Pune preachers and invested in outstation preaching. Primarily Kharagpur, but when we were in fourth year, then Warangal Suratkal had also started. But initially only Kharagpur. 5, 5, 6 brahmacharis would be coming only to Kharagpur, and each one was handling one voice in Pune. So what happened? Voices in Pune crumbled, and devotees were crying in Pune. Then Raisham said, no problem, we are focusing on KGP. KGP devotees will come, they will revive Pune preaching. They will come to Pune, they will revive Pune preaching. And I was fortunate enough to be in the first batch who went to Pune. Me and Devadipati Prabhu had gone. So I just happened to be along, like that, or there, with no qualifications. But because I was among the first batch, there was a lot of expectations since many years, 2, 3 years, Pune preaching had collapsed. So I was given service of preaching in Shiva Sangan. Shiva Sangan was about to close. So there were only 2 candidates in the voice. And they were trying to preach the previous year, but nobody came in. And there were some pass-outs who were staying in the extension flat. But they would never come to the voice for morning program. For Prasad they will come. Like that scene was there. They were too much busy in their jobs, something like that. Some 2, 3 were there like that. So it was in a very bad shape. The voice was in very bad shape. So there were only these 2 4th-year students, and that's it. And they were only 2 people. So I was sent there. So I was very happy that I felt very fortunate and grateful that I got some service as a mission of Srila Prabhupada to do. So then I remember the previous year there were some students whom they preached to, but they did not shift, so I started investing time in them. So 2 of them had shifted. They were like second years. Within a month, 2 of them had shifted. Jai Shri Jagannath Pradesh Subhadra Maharani Subhadra Maharaj ki Jai Radha Shyam Sundar Bhagwan ki Jai Hidayat Chan Gaurchan Bhagwan ki Jai Prabhupada ki Jai. And then I was trying to go for new preaching, and these 4th year students, they were also like Krishna consciousness, not 4th year. It was the second year of their Krishna consciousness. So they were also young, because they became devotees in 3rd year. They were also young. So that was the scene. I felt very fortunate. But then when many other devotees were working in the temple, they used to give me very different kind of advice. One of the elite advice which I had got was that so everyone was very surprised and shocked, why did I took up service like this? Well, I was very happy and I felt very fortunate that I got something to do for Srila Raisham Babu, Srila Prabhupada. That way I got connected to the mission. But then these devotees, they were telling me, they were giving me the advice that, and you see, you just got the job. And I said, yes, Prabhu. So just got the job, that's okay. And along with the job, I got service also. So nice balance, materially the job and the service and all that. They said, no, that's how not things go on. I said, okay, then how things go on? They said, no. For 2 to 3 years, you should not take any seva. So why? I said, no, first you have to establish yourself in the company. You have to learn the technology. You have to get, you have to ace, then you have to pace, and you have to, you have to get the pace and ace and all that, so that you have to come to some level of performance and win the trust and all that, and then when you are in a rocking good momentum in the company, get well settled, very good momentum going on, like that, and then you take a little service once again. So I heard this, but then I was wondering, Radheshambhu never spoke like this. Radheshambhu had told us about his company life. So he had told us when he would go to his company, he would reach 9 sharp and he would leave by 5:30 every evening. And he had told his boss at the time of interview only that I will work 9 to 5:30 only. The boss said, why? People are working to 7 o'clock. He He said, no, I have to go for Bhagavad Gita class. 9 to 5:30, I'll work solid. So his boss said, okay, let us see. But then as Shambhu was showing, he would work very spirited, but then every 5:30 he would go for Bhagavad Gita class. And Shambhu was telling that when there would be, suppose a deadline 15 days, the 13th day only he'll finish the task which was given for 15 days. So, but he will not tell them. Yeah? Or he would say maybe the 12th day only he would finish something like that. But he would not tell them. He would tell the 14th day night. So the 13th day and 14th day he would the whole day sit in the company and prepare his Bhagavatam lectures. For every evening, many lectures he would prepare. And then one day before he would tell. Boss would be very happy. Oh, deadline was tomorrow evening. Today evening only you finished it. He was very happy. Like that. But Rashamba actually finished it 2 days before only. He was preparing Bhagavatam, reading Bhagavatam solid and all that. Like that he would be working. Because he said he was focused, he was able to produce results. And boss had got faith, and boss would someday he would be extending beyond 5:30. Boss would say, hey, today you don't have Bhagavad Gita class. You have to go, right? His boss would tell like that. So Rashamba taught us this. But then I was hearing some other version of it. They were saying, no, we are telling for your good. So that you can get salary increment, you can get promotion, you can get this. See, this is the kind of nature which comes in this kind of disagreement. When seniors are saying something else, the Shastra is saying something else, where it is said that you have to lower down spiritual priorities for a material cause. Neither the Shastra is saying, nor any senior devotees are saying. And where is this dharana coming from? It is coming from the effects of wealth. So it is after effects of greed. Later when I read this, I understood, So for everything, if you tell working devotee that Prabhu, this should be done, that should be done, they say, oh Prabhu, be practical. What practical? So they will say, be practical. So there is disagreement. Similarly, we would see, we have seen, when people start earning, immediately they start leading a very lavish life. Very lavish life. Because money is there, people become very lazy cozy. You tell person, no Prabhu, can you go out grocery shop and get grocery? You won't get. The shop is only 300 meters. So I've seen in our home and family members and all that, to go for 300, 400 meters, they will take out a car. To take out a car from the garage, it takes 5 minutes. And for all 2-3 candidates to sit, it will take 5-10 minutes. In that much time, you can go walk and come back also. Then parking the car. Yeah, people are like that. And if car is not there, how can you go? So people become very, very lavish. Unnecessarily, they start spending too much money. I have seen when the same person in student life, in Pune I have seen, so we used to go to Bombay Chapati, Radhan Maharaj would come and Maharaj would be taking Bhagavatam and Sunday Fish class. So every Sunday we would go. So there was one train which was Sunday early morning, 4 o'clock or something like that. And we would reach by 8 o'clock temple. It's the Bhagavatam starting time was 8 o'clock. And by 7:45 or 8 we will reach the temple. Brahma Samhita will be, recitation will be going on, that time we will reach. That would be an express train. Its ticket was some 100 or 120 rupees or something like that. That time, 80 rupees or 120 rupees or something like that. And there was a local train which would run at 11 p.m. in the night. And it would reach by 6 a.m. or the next morning. From Pune to Bombay I am talking about. Pune to Bombay. There was this local train. The local train ticket was 25 or 30 rupees. So the same student, before passing out, he would not come with me, that 120 rupees ticket, he would spend 25 rupees and sit in the night. And you cannot sleep in the local train. And spend the whole night and like that come to Chowpatty, not spend 125 rupees. Like that. And the same person after passing out will not take a foot out without a cab. The person becomes very, very lavish. Because money comes immediately, person thinks I have all the power in the world, I have credit card, I can swipe anywhere, 66666, like that. Person becomes. So in this way actually person starts getting double standards. Then where now in the lavish life now where the double standard comes, although now on one hand life is becoming extremely lavish, a person is leading a very lavish life. On the other hand, if you go and ask some the person from donation, he will say no money, Prabhu. No money, Prabhu. Sorry, Prabhu. So for KGP passers, so person becomes like that actually. He become. So one time I asked a devotee, Prabhu, please give some donation. KGP, we are building the second floor. We are in Puri Voice. The second floor had to be built and all that. So please give some money. He said, oh, I would have given, and all that, but I am in a problem. So my loan I had to repay off. I said, oh, what loan is there? He said, no, I have taken a house for that. The loan is there. So I said, okay, Prabhu, because your loan and all that, you cannot pay donation, no problem. So after 5-6 years, then Rameshwaram came. Then for Rameshwaram construction, I needed funds. So I thought, okay, 5-6 years have passed, road must be finished. The big software person, working in Samsung and all that, again called him. I said, Prabhu, now Puri voice construction was done. Now Rameshwaram second voice has come up. KGP would be very happy to know. From one voice is extended to two voice. KGP is expanding and all, but we need some facilities. You can help out and all that. Some donation. He said, oh, I very much feel for the cause. I would very much like to give donation, but I'm in a problem. I said, okay, now what problem is there? Your loan got finished, He said, no, I'm again in loan, I said, what do you mean again in loan? Now loan is for what purpose? He said, no, I have taken a second flat. Second house, The loan is for the second house. Then I understood, this never ends, actually. This kind of cycle never ends, When I went to Melbourne, there was a Bhakti Viksha leader who used to invite me for programs. So I told him, Hare Prabhu, that we will introduce morning program to these people. Different people's homes we will do. 2-3 times a week we can do it. He said, yes. So he said, weekdays I have to, so he said, yes, wonderful, like that, Then we thought, okay, Saturday, Sunday we'll do morning program in their places, their house we'll do, They have big halls. It's as big as this hall, each one, their houses are like that only. In general, In general, this big house is normal. So 40-50 people can sit. That much hall is normal in general. Every house has. US also same thing is there. They are used to having a big dining house. The construction is always like that. So he said, okay, Prabhu, my wife will drive you. And I said, why can't you drive? You don't get up early. He said, no, I get up. But Saturday, Sunday I'm very busy. I said, Saturday, Sunday a software company is not there. He said, no, I am doing extra job. Extra job? So what he would do, he would be doing chauffeuring. Some of you may not know what is chauffeuring. So he would be driving a car, Then the first day I saw him, I said, Arey Prabhu, you are a software engineer, shame, You are doing driving job, You are doing drivergiri, The software engineer earning $10,000 a month, And my wife is also earning $5,000-6,000, She was a hospital admin staff. So he said, no, you don't understand, This Indian mindset doesn't work here, I said, whatever it is, you're simply driving a car, Drivergiri you're doing. He said, no, this is called a chauffeuring. And I said, you're driving this black car, Ghatiya Khatara, He said, Khatara, this is called a Lamborghini, That is first time I understood what is Lamborghini. There was a black Khatara car, Yeah, very dirty looking, very pathetic, It is a little high altitude car, So its wheels are a little bigger, it seems, and it looks very dirty, So, and he would wear suit coat, tie and all that, and then he said, "Arey, one day driving this, I earn $1,500. 2 days driving this, I earn $3,000. $3,000 was my stipend for the whole month, So like that, because he was driving and all that. So I think, sorry, 1 week I think he was earning. 2 days he was earning 1,500. 6,000 he was making in a month from there. 10,000 from software job. He was very busy. I said, why this is so? He said, no, loan I have to pay off. Loan I have to pay off. So he was paying off the loan. Then later from the Bhakti Vriksha devotees, I came to know that was not his first flat. That was his 5th flat. Then I was wondering, you 4 members in the family, why are you taking 5 flats? Means even if you want 1 flat for 1 candidate, still no, why 5? But then you see the point, the mindset, the greed is like that. And then what would happen is that he would, this Prabhu, he was paying same donation to the temple as what I was paying. Yeah, I was only getting $3,000. In that, I had to manage my India travels also. Every 2-3 months, I was coming to India. It would take $800, for one trip to India, that also in the 3rd class flight. Air Asia was the 3rd class flight, In Bhagavatam class, the Melbourne devotees used to say Air Asia is Khatara, the 3rd class flight, never we should sit, In Bhagavatam class, they would speak such a thing, And I would by default sit in Air Asia. I felt it okay, no problem, But then they had a standard, nothing less than Singapore Airlines. Singapore Airlines simply double, $1,500, So I would manage my coming and going in $700, but in general, the devotee standard was $1,500. Singapore Airlines, like that. Anyways, Air Asia was for some poor people like us, So I would just, I never felt it anything, off track. It was okay, and flight was okay, But I don't know why Bhagavatam used to speak such things. So you see the kind of mindset how it happens. And I was paying $500 to the Melbourne temple as a donation. And I was saving 1 lakh rupees every month for our Newtown temple. One lakh every month. So I came back from Melbourne, I gave 15-18 lakhs to the temple. Like that. So I was saving that much, and that is why I was giving $500 only per month. And this Prabhu is earning 16,000 plus 6,000 is why $22,000 they are earning per month. So that was, so you see the you see the dynamics. So this is how you see the duplicity by default creeps in. A person doesn't fail only. The Melbourne temple, poor fellow, the brahmacharis have to run the restaurant to run the temple. There is 1200 congregation, but because they don't give donations so much, the temple brahmacharis had to run a restaurant. And they had to literally go and run the restaurant. Means carry prasad, run the restaurant means carry prasad, make prasad, carry prasad, distribute, collect the money, oversee, then talk nicely to people, then enroll them for program, then take the program, then cultivate, then teach, like that. That is what they will do. And this was going on for past 40 years. Where Aniruddha Prabhu and his wife, they were the presidents, and they had been running from the restaurant sale, they had been running the Melbourne temple. So, although there was 1200 congregations, still the funds were not coming. Why? Because you see, when people go for that money drive, then what kind of very all these disease mindset creeps in. Person thinks for himself everything is justified. For Krishna everything is on excuse. Oh, because of this. Oh, what? Because of that. Because of this. Because of that. So this is what happens actually. The next is deception. So we find sometimes many devotees, they would simply say that okay, when it comes to taking services, many working devotees would simply say, oh, my company is very hectic and all that. My company is very hectic and all that, so I cannot take up seva. But then they would be simply wasting time with their colleagues. You know, they would be simply wasting time in the company hours with their colleagues. That's all. So all facade and sometimes we have seen devotees, they would say that sometimes they would say, oh Prabhu, very great calamity has happened in my life. You would be crying, and then you'll say, okay Prabhu, what happened? Everything all right in their family and all that. No family okay, but my job, it's okay. Have they thrown you out of the company? What happened? And no problem, we'll help you. We'll help you reapply somewhere, this, that. He would say, no, no, no. And then he would reveal after a long time, after making full bhumika and all that. What would be the case? Oh, my company is sending me to abroad. The company is sending me abroad. And I said, okay, where are you going? Then he will say some country, some place, 1,000, 2,000 miles, no devotee association, nothing, like that. Oh, my company is sending me to Japan, my company is sending me to somewhere in Bulgaria, and we will say, oh, we're very sorry, Prabhu, for you, we'll pray for you, and they keep in touch and all that. And later we would come to know some of them, like one of them, he had gone to Japan, he was crying and all that, After a week or so he had gone, I saw him, he was available on the messenger or something like that, the chat. So I pinged him, how are you, Prabhu? So what I would do is that after my company working would be over and I would be leaving, then I would switch on the chat and email and for 10 minutes, and then I would go. So if I'm already put to go now, I've done my work, and then 10 minutes I would open the chat after the company hours. Means when I'm just about to leave, the last 10 minutes, that is what I will do. So I would just open the chat in case some message is there, and I'll reply quick and then move. That was just 10 minutes. So that time I saw him, he was live, I pinged him, how are you and all that. He was crying tears and all that. Then he started calling me and he was talking to me and all that. So then I said, what happened to you? He said, my schedule is so hectic and all that. So his company reporting time was 7 a.m. to 1 a.m. So 1 a.m., 7 a.m. to 1 a.m. He would stay, he was just staying next to the building of the company, like that. And 1 a.m. he would start chanting. He completed 16 rounds and then he had to go down on the road, with all nightlife of Japan. Horrible. And there he would chant because in the room he would sleep. So he would chant in the room, then go to sleep. And then he only had time to get up. And then quickly he would take bath and he would cook. And what he was cooking was only rice. With salt he was taking the whole day. That is what he was doing. He was crying and all that. So I felt very sorry for him and all. Then he said, Prabhu, I have one more thing to reveal to you. I said, okay, what happened? He said, Prabhu, for 2 years I was trying to get this foreign chance. Then I got a shock. I said, hey, you made such a scene in the voice. Everybody was praying for you that, oh, very sorry, now you are going out of association and all that. And he said, no, Prabhu, let me tell you the truth. Don't tell anyone. I said, okay. I know, my mouth was wide open. I was shocked. I said, this guy was crying so much. All 10 devotees were praying for him, and he was making a fool out of all of us. That's what he was doing. And now because Krishna, now he saw the reality of what is Japan. Because he was saying, Samsung, Japan, I'll be having a nice time and all that. So now he was getting that squeezed up nice time, he was not eating. I told him, Hare Prabhu, at least you are cooking rice, along with rice you can put dal, At least it will be a khichdi. Why you are making only rice? He said, oh, I didn't think about it. Shri Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra and Sudarshan Maharaj ki Shri Shri Nitai Chand, Gaur Chand Bhagwan ki Radha Shyam Sundar Bhagwan ki So similarly, Raisham Prabhu would also get many times shocked that people would say something, but they would be actually dying to get it and all that. They would say, oh, my company is forcing me, what can I do? Prabhu, please bless me, please, that I remain protected and all. But it's not company who is forcing you. This guy was mad after it and bowing at everybody's feet and to get it and all that. So very dangerous. So this is called as deception, basically, not cheating. But these kind of traits become very These kind of traits become very prominent. See, by all this, what happens? Person himself increases one's distress. Why distress increases? Because with money, material desires increase. Now, salary does not increase with the pace at which the desires increase. The desires increase exponential progression. Salary increases arithmetic progression. So, what will happen? Distress. Because distress is directly proportional to desires. No desires, then one is liberated. Yeah? So Atma Rama Sumaneo, no? One is Atma Rama, no? Because no material desires, then one is liberated, one is in ecstasy. Infinite desires means infinite misery. That is the point. Yes. Yeah, the mind shows you can take this, you can take that. Huh? Yeah, that is what we call it desires. Like I always give example of my brother. My brother is first salary. I think 35,000 is first salary was there. Somewhere he was working cognizant or something like that. So his salary in the first month was, I called him after a month to ask him that, okay, what saree you gave to mother, what suit you gave to father, something, what you gave, Okay, for me he didn't give anything, but then I was curious to ask what he gave to his father. At least he has given something good or not, his father, mother. Then I came to know that in first month he took 55,000 from father. Because his expense was 90,000. So first month his salary was 35. His expense was 90 or 80 something like that. 80, 90, his expense was 80, 90. So he took 45, 55,000 from father. So then I had chastised him, you fool. What is this? मदर से नहीं शौकीन है ना वो थोड़ा ना क्या शौकीन है खुद बिगाड़ के रखा है उसको ना जबरदस्ती का ना उनसे नहीं शौकीन है ना so this is the kind of so that's why you see the material desire misery so the desire increase so much then too much money one has to spend like that, and then that much money you don't have, so distress. See, when one is following the algorithm that okay, whatever my money allows, that much only I can see, then a person can be peaceful. But when a person thinks that okay, whatever I want, that much I will take, and money I will figure it out, then there is a lot of distress. Therefore, actually, many senior devotees they say that okay, in real life, never take a loan in real life because that makes mindset, lifestyle very very complicated. You get too much, one gets sold out, so one has to pay off the interest, and huge interest is charged. 10% interest is a huge amount. But taking 1 crore loan will end up paying by 4-5 crores. The installment amount that amounts to 4 times, 5 times. Because over a period of time, increase is 4 times, 5 times. Huge amount. So generally these loans are like that, home loans and all that, 25 years, 30 years loan. 30 years you keep paying. Like recently I visited my brother, he was telling, I think till the moment of death I had to keep working. Because now they have taken 1 crore, 2 crore flat, they're 30 years loan, 70,000 every month he has to pay. So both husband and wife are working, they have to continue working. There's so much pressure. So this loan and all is very dangerous. 70,000. 70 per month loan. So then the 2 E's. Envy, distress. The 2 E's are envy and enmity. Srila Prabhupada explains in this material world, everyone is envious of everyone else. See, to enmity. Huh? Envy and enmity. So Prabhupada explains everyone in this world is envious of everyone else. And that is actually literally true. We see. Yeah. That's why they want jealous. So this envy is so widespread. We will see 3, 4, 5 brothers, sisters. They will be happily playing around and they're going together and all that. But when they become elder, they're no more going together. Then why? Because the envy comes. Okay, this fellow is having this big car. We should have a car better than him. This fellow is having 3 room, 2 BHK. We should have a 3 BHK. This fellow is having 3 BHK. We should have 4 BHK. We should have bungalow. So those kind of comparisons, that envy comes. This envy is so deep rooted, even among husband and wife, many times envy comes. If the wife is earning more than husband cannot tolerate. Or 2 of them are together, one gets promotion, other cannot tolerate. So this kind of envy, even between husband and wife, this kind of competition and envy comes. Because one cannot tolerate anything else. So sometimes, so this envy is very, very deep. And then it leads to enmity. You see, wealth is always associated with cheating, wealth is always associated with violence, wealth is always associated with. Because what happens when there is this greed, the greed is not satisfied in normal lanes. Like, suppose an IITian wants to earn, say, 1 crore a month. Is it possible? It's not possible. Even an IIM graduate cannot earn 1 crore a month. So, then if one is having greed, one has to earn. Then by hook it is not possible. So people go to crook. People go to crook. Like that. And yeah, the greedy man is never satisfied. So therefore all these cheating algorithms and so now similarly we will see even in business people they want to rise by pulling down the other person, because rise by value is not easy. So pulling down the other, you pull the other person down, then you are anyways there in the market. These kind of things go on, very dangerous. Money drive is very dangerous. That way. Another example of cheating I can give. So, have you seen Pune? Pune Mandir was 5 or 6 acres land. 6 acres land. Pune, NVCC, New Vedic Cultural Center. So this Pune Mandir, 5-6 acres land was there. So now what had happened is that so there was one devotee. He also purchased, I think 1 acre, 2 acre land or something like that. He also purchased next to the temple. So he made housing apartments and all that. So for the temple devotees, it took 10 years to get that 40-50 crore rupees to be able to build the Pune temple. It took for all of us 12 years of solid focus fundraising efforts to be able to get that 50 crores to build that temple. This devotee, by making flats and selling flats next to the temple in the name of the temple, earned more than that. without giving anything to the temple. Why people were buying flat there? Most of the devotees in place whose parents have taken flat there. No? Most of the, no, all devotees have only taken flats there. It has all 4 blocks and all that. Why people were buying flats there? Because he was a builder, that's why. Because there was a building in that area, that's why. Because there was a temple in that area. So 50 crores we collected. We were 100 brahmacharis, plus the 3,000 congregation. All together with all effort, that 50 crore donation was collected in 12 years. This devotee made that much amount of profit simply by selling those flats and didn't give up. And because of that, what had happened is that because of these buildings, even the temple view from the main road was hidden. Because these buildings were higher, apartment buildings and all that. So you see this, that people drive for money, initiated, second initiated devotee. So many times you see people do such kind of things. Initiated, second initiated devotees. Similarly, there are many devotees in Mayapur. They sell land at 10 times the cost and all that. Because the international devotees and all the simple faith, they are coming, okay, let us have a stay in the Mayapur and Dham and all that. And they'll end up paying huge amount. They don't know anything. They will naturally go to devotees. But okay, this Prabhu is giving money, selling land and all that. And they are making crores and crores of rupees just by selling land in Mayapur. So Mayapur land next to temple is more costly than Calcutta lands. That's what they are approved for. Why? Because these devotees have artificially heightened. There are some devotees are making crores of rupees just in the name of cheating the whole international devotee community. Not that they are giving that money to the temple. No, the money is not going to the temple. So what are they doing? Cheating propensity. See, this drive for greed is so nasty. This drive for greed is so nasty that even out of Krishna one will try to make business. For greed is so nasty. So the next one is A. There are 2 A's. So one is attachment to woman. So as soon as there is money, one feels that okay, I am the king, I need a queen, or I need many queens because I am the king. And like that. So the attachment to woman comes. So and small things a person becomes angry. Small things a person becomes angry. So you tell something to the person, the anger is at the nose. The person immediately will become angry. Small things. Because the person thinks, see, I am great, how can you dictate to me? The person becomes very much close to taking any advice. Say something, immediately you become angry. So, see another example of enmity. My own Nanaji was murdered because of professional envy and enmity. Why? Because he was studious and he started his career as an Indian Railways driver. He used to drive the Indian Railways. But because he was studious and he was spirited, in railways you get promotion based on exams. You have to give exams, and if you qualify the exams, you get promoted. So he used to study and keep giving exams. By the time I was born, he had given the final exam of his life, and he was promoted to the position of station master of Hajar Nizamuddin. So that's one of the top railway positions. Means he was the full in charge of the entire Nizamuddin station, like that. And he was going in the railways to take his office. He was going. So one of his colleagues they threw him off the running train. He came down the wheels and died on the spot. Running train. That's how he was murdered. Enmity. I was 8 months old. I don't recognize my grand. I don't recognize his face like that. I was 8 months old. I was small. I was there, but very small. So, enmity is like that. So then, the next point, F, there are two F's. Feverishness is one. Feverishness. Like Kunti Maharani also speaks about that. Feverishness. The fever of material desires. Feverish. The person is becoming feverish. So fever, it's like an itch. So money is like an itch. The person says, I want it, I want it, I want it, I want it. We can see these kind of tendencies happening. Want it, I want it. The feverishness. This feverishness can start in the placement season also. We can see everybody is very feverish. I want 20 lakh job, 30 lakh job. At our time in placement CSE, they had a slogan. Their slogan was that we will not sit in any company less than 8 lakhs. It's below our dignity and ego. To sit in any company. That time 8 lakhs was big because Microsoft was giving 10 lakhs to this. So 8 lakh was a good amount that time, 2005. 8 lakhs was a big amount that time. But the CSE would say we won't sit for anything because 10, 11 lakhs was the highest package KVP. No, nothing more than that time. So that feverishness starts. The placement season, everybody, our Brajavasi Prabhu was there. He was a brahmachari, he was sitting. He said, "Are staying with all of you, I am going back to Pune. I cannot handle your vibrations are so strong, you fools." I talk about money. Hi, job. This is too much vibrations. All mundane materialistic vibrations. Feverishness. So person feverish, sometimes person is feverish, then person cannot think also, cannot respond properly and all. That kind of feverishness happens. So it's like so that feverishness has to go down. Then only the Krishna consciousness, Vivek Buddhi, comes. Otherwise, for some people, even in internship, the feverishness starts. Hey, replacement, internship. Sometimes you will see some people in the college, you will see first year only is feverish, is itching. He says, "तुमको क्या हो गया?" You just नहीं, फर्स्ट ईयर के बाद बैंगलोर में इंटर्नशिप करना है. फिर सेकेंड ईयर में क्या करोगे? सेकेंड ईयर में जापान, थर्ड ईयर में क्या करोगे? थर्ड ईयर में यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स एंड प्री प्लेसमेंट. सो दे हैव अ फुल प्लान. इसलिए फर्स्ट ईयर में ही इज लाइक you cannot touch him, It's okay, sorry. That feverishness is too intense. So if you see this greed, brings that kind of a state. There is one devotee. He is a radiologist. Just like computer science is for engineering, radiology is for medical. Radiology is like computer science for medical engineering. The top branch, which gives, why it is the top branch? Because it gives the top money. So there is one radiologist, devotee. So you see, radiologist means he is earning at least he is earning 4 to 5 lakhs easily per month, not per annum, per month, per month, easily is earning. But when we were interacting with him, he was always, what will happen, And I would be wondering, Prabhu, you are earning 4 to 5 lakhs, and why there is this kind of itch, why there is this kind of a frenzy? Be peaceful, you are already earning. He says, no, you know what? The AI is developing. See, the AI is developing, what is let it develop, you practice your radiology, what is the problem, He says, no, AI is developing, AI will take over radiology. See this article, that article, and all that, AI will take over radiologists, see some AI has been approved by US FDA, and this is a robo radiologist. But that fellow robo radiologist only gives advice on one disease. Some disease, I forgot the name. You remember which? Just one disease, one eye problem. That only it can differentiate. One only, that's it. That much only FDA approved. I said, no, you see one and then radiology will take over everything and all that. No? So he was too much in a frenzy. So he was thinking, okay, let me only make AI for radiology. I can, so I'll make some product like that, and this and that. That was his mood. See, this kind of, why all this is needed? Why so much is needed? But then the whole problem is the money is such a thing. Touch it, it contaminates you. Feverishness is like, so that way, no? It's a kind of thing. One time I was hearing one wave, the devotees were saying, okay, at age 40, 45, I retire. 20 years back story I'm telling. So there was this new wave which was coming among the Grihastha devotees. They were saying, okay, at the age 40, 45, we want to retire. We'll just practice Krishna consciousness whole day. Book distribution, Harinam, daily services, temple kirtans, preaching, congregation, everything. Just Krishna. Krishna all day. So 45 retire. Now because of that target, 45 retire, then the views. 45 you have to retire. क्या हो गया है ना 45 में रिटायर करना है ना तो lot of money has to be amassed ना 20 years have passed. I have not heard them retiring. That time they were 30 in 30s, now where are they? 20s. To retire, Krishna Shakti is required, not money Shakti. So sometimes people think, let me get a lot of money and I can save a lot of money and then I will give my whole life further to Krishna. But when you drive for money and you associate so much with money, then that will, from that momentum to jump to Krishna, impossible. Want to jump to Krishna, then you need to do service. You need to associate devotees. We lower down or sacrifice the spiritual intensity for the sake of material, then we can never jump back to the spiritual. We have to take both along at the same footing. Then only we will be able to make a jump. Then only we will. See, there is nothing to say that, there is not to say that, okay, we should not do job only. Okay, if we want, we can do a job. That ashram is allowed. But equal footing should be given for spiritual morality. Just like we are sitting in voice here, do we not study? At all. So, no, we are given time to study, isn't it? Right? We are given time to study. And so that's why we are doing so much planning. We are sitting with the follow-up devotees. We are telling, okay, one day in a week only you go for follow-up. So that other evenings you give group leaders also. Some devotees we are allowing 2 days. Some we are allowing 1 day only. Some we are saying, okay, 3 days. So that is why we are sitting with everyone, making all that planning and all that, so that there can be good priority for studies. And along with Krishna consciousness, it's possible to manage studies. So just like along with Krishna consciousness, I was a brahmachari. I was doing services. I was filled to this level. And then we got the thought that, okay, probably doing a PhD will be helpful for preaching. Because we can add in some scientific note and we can preach at the next level also. Some more people preaching can increase. Over the years, atheistic trends are increasing. To combat, we can also go scientific and all that. So I started PhD. I was full to this level, and then I added PhD. And then all these services were continuing like that, and still I could get 9 point. So when I was doing a service, so that means I was managing New Alipur, I was managing here, giving classes here, going to Melbourne, helping in Melbourne, preaching in that, what was that college? Swinburne, and then Calcutta services, Prerna management, Calcutta. I was the in charge of youth forum for whole temple, the chairman of youth forum, director or whatever, chairman or whatever you call it as, and then that daily services I was doing, backups I used to do, book distribution I used to do, Jadavpur I used to go, New Alipur, Jadavpur, Marine, MEMI college, and then 9 point. So that means everybody can do it. That means everybody can do it. So just like we can manage studies and 9 point along with Krishna consciousness, in the same way, good intensity of Krishna, in the same way one can manage working life as well as Krishna consciousness. Only thing one has to be careful not to get sabotaged by greed. We can earn a respectable salary, but one goes on a greedy note, then finished. The feverishness will kill a person. And it doesn't end at feverishness. The second F is faithlessness. Faithlessness. The spiritual intensity starts getting slackened. One starts losing faith. Because sansara lagilo galo. So then the announcement is there, Hari Bol, devotees, Gopal Krishna Maharaj is coming, we'll have a great festival. And I said, okay, yes. Maharaj can come and go and again come and then I will come. This kind of mindset is there. Sometimes great festival is happening, the candidate is working. Like that. Sometimes the National Youth Festival is happening, 6,000 youth are coming from all over India. And the Pune fellows are there sitting and working, some of them. The people are coming from all India. The candidate out there, he's in his company, he's working. He's saying no problem. That's okay. Faithlessness. Janmashtami is coming, this guy is working. Faithlessness. ठीक है, जन्माष्टमी आएगा, चला जाएगा, फिर आ जाएगा, उसमें क्या? So that kind of, because you see wealth and women gives false shelter, the fervor for Krishna consciousness goes down. So therefore very dangerous. Therefore very dangerous. Then there are two P's. So because of becoming deaf, one lands up into a very miserable plight. So in plight, now there are two P's. First P is pride. Oh, this pride is such a default phenomenon. So I have seen this. Whether a person is earning 10,000 rupees per month or he is earning 10 lakh rupees per month, the amount of puffed up is the same. True story. It's a fact. I have seen it with my own eyes. Because I used to see in Pune, this Hinjewadi and all these companies, there is TCS and Cognizant, Infosys. Infosys is a very big unit, 5,000, 10,000 employees in TCS itself, in Infosys itself. Like that TCS and all these places. Very big complexes they have. So, like Mayapur, like Mayapur is there, like that Infosys complex building was there. 10,000, 20,000 employees working and all that. The same, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, like that. Huge, big, these things. If you go in these places, the people, they're walking like this. They have that Infosys badge and they're just walking as if, they're like demigods, they're walking. You see them. Yeah. And in software parks also, if you go, you try going for book distribution, software parks and all, the people are walking like this in such a style as if they're demigods and all that. You see, Bhagavad Gita and all, they're just, they will just glance, sidelong and say, okay, lovely things, they're walking in great style. You don't do it, but if you encounter them and ask them their salary will be 30,000. Yeah, TCS starting salary 25,000. My brother was telling me Cognizant starting salary even today it's 30,000. 10 years back also it was like that. Now also it's like that. Yeah, 25,000, 30,000. How much you was getting? 30,000, 35,000. That's it. 30,000 starting salary. This guy is thinking I'm in the like that. So they walk like demigods. Like that. They walk like demigods. Similarly, you go to a school, the school teacher will be walking like that. No? We go for Gita permissions and all that. Even a small school teacher, should be earning 20,000 or something like that, will be walking in great style and showing great ego and all. You see, the point is, ego is irrespective of the amount. A touch with wealth leads to pride. Puffed up. Person becomes very much puffed up. Person becomes very much puffed up. See, this is how material world cheats a person. The person is not getting anything in the salary pocket, but he's seeing such a big building. He's seeing such a big Domino's pizza outlet is there, and restaurant outlet is there. That means I'm very big. So this is how people cheat themselves. The next point is perplexity. The second piece, perplexity. In this world of sense gratification, the principle is what? The more the options, the more is the confusion. The more is the confusion. So Vedic life is never about increasing too many options. But material life, modern material life is about too many options. More the options, more the confusion. So, like people, they see, okay, so many companies, and they're switching and jumping and hopping like monkeys. People keep hopping in Bangalore and Hyderabad. If you go, they keep jumping and hopping from one company to the other. ऐसा नहीं इधर वर्क कल्चर अच्छा है, इधर फ्री कल्चर है थोड़ा, इधर सैलरी थोड़ा अच्छा है, इधर काम कम है, ये है, वो है, वो है, ये है ना. Keep hopping from here to there to there to here to there to there. Like some devotees resume, I saw 3 years, more than 10, 15 companies they changed. I said, my God, it's a constant dynamic resume. Like they're hopping companies, they're hopping partners. They are hopping their lifestyle, like that. So they hop their flats, So the modern day consumerism culture is what? When you change the flat, then you don't take the previous furniture along with you. You throw it off. My brother also donated his whole old furniture to the temple. And we because in the West it is so common. People, what they will do, they will feel that, okay, let us change, they're changing the painting, they will throw away the furniture because now they want the furniture is matching the new, what do you call it as, new setting, new environment, whatever, theme or like that. So what they do, they take their furniture and put it on the road. Anybody want, they can take it. One devotee called me for prasad. I went to his home. There was so much furniture and all that, all antique wood and all that. I said, Prabhu, rich man. He said, no, Prabhu. I just go around, roaming around, and I get to see many things. Whatever I like it, I bring it. He put sofa, bed, wardrobes, everything, tables, just like that, So if you want to live a life, it's very easy. You don't have to earn money. You just have to roam around and get things and get everything. It's quite interesting. So because this guy, so people, there's a lot of confusion, perplexity. So therefore people keep changing, hopping from here to there to here and all that. Then there are two L's. The first L is lying. The lying propensity very much comes in a person. Oh, Prasad, we're just ending. So we are doing morning class, evening class combined now, so that there's time management can take place. There is no evening game class, weekly class. So this only everything. Package. Lying propensity. So lying becomes a default nature. Lying becomes a default nature. See, cheating, lying propensity. Person, for anything they will tell lies. People will tell lies. So just like very normal, na? If you ask people, अरे आप program में नहीं आए, I was busy प्रभु, है ना? क्या busy थे, है ना? वो Netflix. It is not, but he will not say that. Okay, I was overwhelmed by Netflix. He say no, I was busy. Some people say what they are busy, है ना? I have seen software companies. What people are busy at? They are busy at flirting around with the girls. The software companies. That's what they are busy in. That's why they don't work, and whenever they are programmed, then they are doing overtime, you know, like that. So busy at what? You know, busy at flirting around. That's all. So that's exactly what I would say, because people go in the company. I seen in and out software life, Bangalore life, and all that. You know? So you reach 8 o'clock. First they will go for breakfast. घर से नहीं खा के आएंगे. So but then you go for breakfast. It takes 1 hour. So then you have friends, and friends means opposite sex generally. So then you're flirting around, and then ha, he, who, no? And then come back 11 o'clock, 11:30, and again you have to go for coffee. Coffee means another 45 minutes. 1 o'clock lunch, 4 o'clock snacks, 6 o'clock again coffee, then dinner, then supper, you know, ice cream, you know, at 11 o'clock, you know? And then people are saying I'm very busy working. So poor fellow, their family, their wife and children, they are thinking, okay, the fellow is working so much and all that. He is coming back at midnight. Oh, he's so busy, you know. He is doing so much tapasya for the family and all. Nothing, you know. 6 hours is wasting a day, you know. Simply giggling and all that. You know? That's exactly what company life is all about. So people, because they are completely out of their senses, and the whole display in the name of westernization, everybody is of that mood. It simply makes very cheating, and therefore the second thing which increases lust. That's why Aisham Guru says what happens is that people, they are spending more time. You remember we were doing this entrepreneurship training. So there was this guy entrepreneur. He was the CEO of some accelerator, and he was telling. He said, the choice of your co-founder is more important than choice of a wife. And he had a female co-founder. He said more time you will spend with your co-founder and your colleagues and the founding colleagues and all that. So you have to choose them very meticulously and all that. And less time you will spend with your wife. This is the problem, Raisham Pulse. People spend more time in the company and all, then they get attached to fellows in the company also. Only. So Raisham says cases, one lady, she was working. So one day the boss proposed to her that let us marry. Both of them gave divorce to their respective partners. And then they married. These kind of things are very common. Bangalore, Hyderabad, and all these kind of things. So they spend more time with the colleague, then they get attached to them. It becomes a whole scene for flaring up of lust. Huh? कौन सा ड्रामा? लूसी. उसमें यही होता है क्या? वो लूसी ने कुछ किया था क्या? वो लूसी changes the partner, huh? Oh, Lucy's boss is proposing another. It's a true story actually. Aisham speaks, it's a true story. There's not just one story, there are many stories like that. So people think boss is very nice and all that, and usko salary ज़्यादा है, better है go with him, you know? That way. So, the next point is intoxication. Intoxication. Person is very much intoxicated and mad. One time for NBCC donation, I remember I had gone to one very big software engineer manager, and I think it was a KGP pass out only. I had gone to him, he did not give me even 100 rupees donation. He was crying. He said, I have loan, I have this, I have that. He was earning that time 1.5 lakhs and all that. So he didn't give me even 500 rupee donation. But when I was going to his area, one pawn shop, I had asked him his address. And while I was telling, I told him we have a temple, we have Radha Kunj Bihari, and we are making a new temple in NVCC, new Vedic Cultural Center and all that. That Panwala had given me 500 rupees donation. I still remember that pictorially, visually. I just went to Panwala to ask where is this guy's address, this manager's address. And then while talking, I was just telling that I am from Radhakunja Bihari and we are building a new temple and all that. And he gave me 500 rupees donation. He said, "Arey, you're making devasthanam. माझ्या देवासाठी he gave me 500 rupees donation." So I remember, and then I remember one time we were doing Harinam in one Sabji Mandi area, like that. And one lady, she had a mirchi, she was having mirchi, and like this she was filling. She called us. We never went to her, to ask for any donation, because we generally would go to some sabji vendors and all that. Mirchi, we don't want so much mirchi, But she called us. Because she called, okay, we went, okay, fine. So she was giving like this. She was filling the hand and giving. We said, "No, oh yeah, no." She said, "No, devasati, said. So I still remember her emotions, like that. Visually, I remember her emotions, like how much feeling she had. She was just standing and like this. She was giving. We said, "Oh yeah, bas itna mein she mahina bhar mein nahi." So, she had that feeling, like that. So the money gives intoxication. That's the point. The next point is gambling. So gambling is, for all practical purposes, gambling. Actually, the share market is very close to gambling algorithms. Because see, one of the nature of gambling, there is a lot of risk. Secondly, gambling absorbs the mindset. Therefore, the acharyas and the shastras say gambling is not good, because one's mind is never at peace. Nowadays, the share market is exactly like that. So the people are just the share market and all that. Hours and hours, person is spending. Hey, कौन सा sense ऊपर जा रहा है, नीचे जा रहा है, आगे जा रहा है, पीछे जा रहा है, like that. It is such a, mind is meant to absorb in Krishna Katha and absorb in prayers of acharyas, or in the BSc senses index tick, इधर गया उधर गया इधर हो गया, ये शेयर ले लो, ये बेच दो, ये ले लो, ये बेच दो. Kind of very dangerous, very dangerous. This kind of so I see sometimes mindset. Even devotees, they spend hours and hours for all this, just so that money can increase. So that kind of mindset can be very detrimental. Then with such an algorithm, there one cannot even chant 16 rounds. Where will be time for doing any service? Where will be time to feel for the mission of the acharyas? There is no time to उसको money के अलावा कोई दिखाई नहीं देगा. That is the problem with gambling. It's like we say, okay, we practice Krishna consciousness very nicely, our whole vision gets Krishnaized. Gambling is such a thing, the whole vision will become moneyized, So केवल पैसा ही दिखाई देगा, 2 का 4, 4 का 10, 10 का 20, That only person will so much mind. So one has to, one should be very careful, not to land up into these tragic things. Gambling. In its basic raw form, gambling means वो कैसीनो वगैरह रहता है ना, बेटिंग करते हैं ना. What things we can consider as gambling? Yeah, this betting and all is gambling in a very gross form. But even the share market is something similar to that. You should be very careful. Yeah, any free cheap money, that's like gambling, the lottery, share market. See, the point is that it makes the mind very much wild. The mind is crazy. Immediately I can make 1 lakh, I'll make 10 lakh, 10 lakh, I'll make 1 crore, 1 crore, I'll make 100 crore, 100 crore, I'll make 10,000 crore. चलता ही जाता है उसका कोई एंड ही नहीं है, उसका देयर इज नो एंड टू इट, तो जिसके पास nowadays there are new algorithms of gambling, like share market is one such algorithm, venture capitalism is another market. Even our entrepreneurial teacher, professor, he was telling it's so nice, entrepreneurship, the venture capitalist, you just put $10,000, 3 years you get 10 times. Good, na? You all can also think about it, like this he was promoting, na? So all this very dangerous. Very risky. I mean, the whole point of that whole our energy can. See, Shastras are telling what, that what is that verse? Arthorthaya kalpate. कामस्य हि इंद्रिय प्रति लाभो जीवेतया that how much we should struggle for material life, that much which is good enough to keep the senses and life intact. People think I have to store money for my future. अरे जब आपको डिजीज होगा तब आपके पास टाइम भी नहीं होगा कि आप इंडस्ट्री में जा पाओ, वो हॉस्पिटल तक जा पाओ। तो क्या बीमारी पूछ के आती है क्या कि आपके पास टाइम है कि नहीं है ना, या वो इंडिकेशन दे के आती है क्या कि आपके पास 10 मिनट्स का टाइम रहेगा, हॉस्पिटल में पहले ही पहुँचो। When attack comes, stroke comes, and all person may not even have the time to go to the hospital. उसका मनी धरा का धरा रह जाएगा। और उसमें से I have a lot of money, I can go to the best hospitals in US. टाइम मिलेगा कि जाने का उतना? The Sushma Swaraj 10 minutes from her place was the top hospital, was a multi-speciality hospital. उसको 10 मिनट में डेथ हो गया। हॉस्पिटल ले जाते she died. Sushma Swaraj. So you see the point. So what money will do good? People think नहीं मेरे बच्चों के लिए है ना, तो बच्चों के लिए मनी की क्या ज़रूरत है? What is the need of money for children? Every fellow comes with their own karma. और यदि उसके कर्मा में है मनी तो why are we storing? बेवकूफ़ है ना हमने। If that child in his or her karma, if money is there and we are storing money for that child, जिसके कर्मा में already money है, तो we are doing wasting our time. और यदि उसके कर्मों में मनी है ही नहीं तो इवन इफ स्टोर हो चला जाएगा, तो देन अगेन वी आर वेस्टिंग टाइम। एवरी कैंडिडेट विद देयर बर्थ इज रिटन दैट हाउ मच बैंक बैलेंस दिस पर्सन विल गेट। उससे 1 रुपए ज्यादा नहीं हो सकता, उसका ज्यादा दिया ओवरफ्लो हो जाता है। कैसे होगा? बीमारी, एक्सीडेंट, लीगल इश्यूज, चीट एंड फ्रॉड। कई बार पिताजी को लगता है मेरे 2 बेटे हैं, उसके लिए बहुत पैसे जमा करके रखता हूँ, तो बहुत पैसे जमा कर दिया, फिर वो लीगल केस एक दूसरे के खिलाफ ही लड़ते रहते हैं और उसमें सारा पैसा बहा देते हैं ना। अल्टीमेटली उनके पास कितना रहेगा? जितना उनके कर्मा ने प्री डिस्टाइंड है ना। ये पूरा मैच फिक्स्ड है, ये पूरा मैच फिक्स्ड है, तो फिर ना फायदा क्या? तो खुद के लिए मनी रखने से फायदा नहीं, क्योंकि जब प्रॉब्लम आएगा तो पूछ के तो आता नहीं है ना। यू मे नॉट इवन हैव द टाइम टू एनकैश दैट मनी एंड यूज इट। सिमिलरली बच्चों के लिए मनी रखने से कोई फायदा नहीं, बिकॉज तो देन फॉर हुम मनी इज मनी 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 फॉर हुम। देयरफॉर कामस्य हि इंद्रिय प्रीति लाभो जीवेते। दैट मच ओनली वी शुड स्ट्रगल फॉर मनी व्हिच इज गुड इनफ टू कीप द बॉडी एंड सोल टुगेदर। Now, beyond a decent limit, there is no need to go, because it. Then the next point is hatred. Hatred. You see this Bollywood, Tollywood, the kind of movies they show, they are showing movies with violence, how brutally people are, all blood is flowing here and there, that kind of movies they make, very, very dangerous and nasty movies. So why person becomes so nasty? This is all hatred. Now all this is money drive. That's all this is money drive. People are so nasty. Can somebody kill so ruthlessly? Is it possible? It is possible. The person becomes so much intoxicated by greed and money and wealth. He can cheat, he can loot, he can murder, he can do anything. So that's a kind of very so hatred. And then my friend, we were in class 6th. One day I heard his father was shot. There were just 2 gunmen. 2 people came with guns on a bike. They came in front of his home. He was just watering his plants, and they just shot 20-25 bullets in and finished. Hot. They just finished, and on the spot he died. 20-25 bullets. my friend, a good friend of mine, was primary school, class 5 class 5. So the next is theory. Then I said, then there are 3 more qualities which I mentioned. One will become very quarrelsome. That is what I was telling. Question. One will question that my CV is very good, why my life is empty still. So Q stands for quarrelsome. Because very quarrelsome. So very quarrelsome. And CV. C stands for conflicts. V stands for violence. Violence. In the whole world, all problems, fights are because of money. Even within the temple, there are fights. There is only one reason for fights: money. Because whatever donation comes, every department and every department head feels that money should come to my department. Money limited. So departments are many, and each department head, because they are very educated, NIT, IIT, and all that, they have very big plans for their department. So that will a lot of money, and money limited, then there are fights. Okay, my department should be given a little extra, your department little less. Those kind of things. So fights even in the temple are only because of money. So, and many times manpower is also dependent on money. One with more money can have more employees, and they can have more, like that. And in fact, one with more money can do more preaching also. Because like you do Janmashtami festival, like you do, Rath Yatra festival, you spend 1 crore rupees, but many people come and register and become devotees. So one who doesn't have that much money, his preaching will not be that big also. So manpower is also equated, and manpower and money, these are, and money is the source of manpower also, in one sense. Because you can get employees, and even preaching is dependent on money sometimes. Because if we don't have money, we cannot preach also. Like you are going to Kerala and all that, very heavy money is required. My flight charges are only 20,000, going, coming, and every month. That's why Devavati is not able to go. So then you take a rental, 10,000 minimum rental. Then you give prasad, all that, so much money is involved. And if you don't have that much money, then you cannot do preaching. Then probably you can only do book distribution. Like that, So, and then take online classes, For that also you need to have a Zoom subscription, 4,000 rupees. So everything, and the conflicts are because of money and manpower only, even within Krishna consciousness. Otherwise there is a conflict. In holy name there is no conflict, Suppose I want to say that, my dear Prabhu, I want to chant 64 rounds today. Do you have any problem? Do you have any problem? No problem. So, no problem, no conflict. Suppose I say, okay, Prabhu, I want to read Bhagavatam 8 hours today. Is there any problem? I want to do Kirtan 8 hours today. Is there any problem? But if I say, oh, but Prabhu, from temple fund, I want 10 lakhs this month. Conflicts are only because of money and manpower. So like that, conflicts are only because of, even within Krishna consciousness. If you take off money, manpower, no conflicts in Krishna consciousness. So conflicts are only because of money and manpower. ये मेरा पैसा है, मेरा डोनर था, मेरे डोनर से आया पैसा है ना, मेरे डिपार्टमेंट में आना चाहिए है ना. And then same thing about manpower, people say, मैंने preach किया है ना, मेरा कैंडिडेट है, मेरे डिपार्टमेंट में सेवा करना चाहिए. This is where the whole problem with ISKCON is. The money and manpower. You take these things off, there is no problem, no fight with anybody. So whatever is core, there can be no discrepancy and fights with that. Whatever is superfluous, the fights only happen there. Problem there. So therefore, this greed is a very dangerous quality. Whether it is greed for wealth or greed for possession or greed in any sense is very dangerous. And Avanti Brahmana is speaking about the life realizations. So it is very good on our part to Uh, so therefore, it's great. It's a great mercy we are getting this revelation without having to waste our life and learning the hard way. There are these acharyas, and they are revealing to us, what all can happen so precisely and so much, in depth. And if we can take heed, then this life can be a very beautiful offering to the Supreme God and to the humanity as well. Let's stop here for today. Hare Krishna. Vedantashala Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Hari Bol. Two waves. Attachment and anger. Two waves. Attachment and anger. Yes.
We all know we are going to earn money. We don't have time for job. So soon we are going to land in a job and we have money. So we tell a story video of initially devotees more greater than us. So how we can save ourselves? Because this problem will come to us also. In the time we will not able to read Shastra, we are able to recall this lecture because we forget at least tomorrow only. So how we can check ourselves if we are going to correct or we have saved at that time. Because it is possible that we can cheat our seniors also at that time. So you told the story also. How can we save ourselves with this?
Yeah, therefore it is very important that before we land up into job, we should have very strong association, very strong service. That will protect us. And when we get money, substantial amount of that money we should donate to the temple. So if you don't do that, you finish. That's why Rupa Goswami is saying 50%. Rather, it should be rather not 50, it should be 51%. Because whatever is 51%, that candidate forms the government. So 51% is Krishna. In our heart, Krishna's government is there. But if 51% or more than that is our own needs, then that becomes the government. Krishna goes inside. Like, so we should be very careful.
Strong video association, strong seva, 51%.
We can give more than 51 also. And another thing is that one should always keep a matrix that I don't want to work hard at the cost of my spiritual priorities. In that much, like 8 hours a day, we can very easily manage working even after a full morning program. So 5 days a week. In that much, 8 5 is 40. Whatever money comes, that much you should be satisfied. So if 12 lakhs salary comes, no problem. 8 lakhs come, no problem. 40 lakhs come, no problem. Person feels, no, let me work a little more to get more money. Then the problem starts. Then we are missing up on spiritual priorities. Then the money will take over. The greed will take over. All the effects of wealth will start becoming. Like Rai Shampoo told me in Devotee that you can have 1 CR in your account. And after that you can, even if you want to give up your job, it's fine. You can just work for it. That is good enough. That is right for you. 1 CR more. In that he said, suppose your parents are giving 50 lakhs, then you only have to earn 50 lakhs. So all that calculation. Right. So some optimum amount is fine. But too much not good. But if you ask devotees, some devotees, there is no limit to how much they are saving. What is the meaning of 1 flat, 2nd flat, 3rd flat, 4th flat? So this share, this investment in land, that investment in land. That game is non-ending. So we should save also some getting those. What is that? Huh? Something like that.